Picture Princess and I'll be your teacher for today. So today, we will be able to explain and investigate Newton's first law of motion and cite examples demonstrating Newton's first law of motion. Are you ready? Alright, now let's have a game. I'll show you pictures and tell me what the picture is all about. Are you ready? Okay, so the first picture is, what is this picture A? Very good. Picture A is an image showing pushing. How about picture B? Alright, very good. Picture B showing pulling. If we have picture A showing pushing and picture B showing pulling, what do you think is the term being described from these two pictures? Oh, very good. You got it right. It is a force. So let's do an amazing clap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Next, let us proceed to the second picture. What do you think is this? Very good. It's a bicycle. But it is a moving bicycle with respect to the ground. What do you think is the term being described by this picture? Very good. The picture shows friction. What can you say about the two objects? Very good. The two objects have different masses, and the bigger the mass, the greater its force. Therefore, it shows what? Yes, it's an imbalanced force. Now, let's proceed to the fourth picture. Yeah? What do you think this picture would like to tell you? Yes, very good. This picture shows two boys pulling each other. Do you think they have the same mass? Alright, they have the same mass. And if they have the same mass, they also have the same force. If they have the same force, therefore, they have... Very good. It's balanced forces. You got it right, and let's do the amazing clap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Good job, everyone. So now, are you ready for the next part? Alright. I want you to sit back and relax. In this part, you will describe and compare the pictures on the screen. Are you ready? Yeah. Yes, let's do it. What do you think this is? Yes, very good. It is a sofa. And what do you think is special about it? Alright, so the sofa is very big. It is heavy. It is stable. And do you think you can push it? Well, you can't push it as it is very large unless the mass of the sofa is less than the one who's pushing it. Next, what do you think this picture? Yes, very good. It is a stone and is smaller than the sofa. This object is not moving. It is stable. Of course, it has a lighter mass. And do you think you can move it? Yes, of course, if you put effort on it, and then this object will move. Alright, so we have the two objects again, the sofa and the stone. So these objects are not moving. They are stable. They have different masses. And if you put effort on these objects, they will, yes, very good. they will move. For the last question, if things in the world are not moving, what do you think will happen? The movement happens, as we have said a while ago, is when we put an extra effort towards that object.
If the object has less mass than the one who's pushing it, then the object will move. If the object has a greater mass than the one who's pushing it, then the object cannot move.
Proceed to our third part. For our third part, we will be doing an activity, and this activity will show us how to investigate inertia. So the materials are, we have the 5 peso coin or more. We also have our ruler. So this activity will let us demonstrate the Newton's first law of motion. Are you ready to do it? Okay, so let us have now the procedures. So these are the following procedures.
Stack the coin in a flat surface. Second, hit the bottom of the coin with the edge of the ruler.
How's the activity? So did you try it? So we have the following questions that we're going to answer with regards to our activity. So the first one is, what happens when you hit the coin at the bottom? So what is really happening, or what happened? So when you hit the coin at the bottom, it moves out from the pile, while other coins will stay in place and they will not move at all. Okay, for number 2 question, we have, how will you explain the behavior of the coins or the other coins? Definitely, when one of the coin moved out, the other coins will remain constant. So they will not move at all. Alright, so in this part, we're going to understand the concept behind the activities that we have encountered or we have done a while ago. Are you ready? Okay. So now, one of the coin moved out from the pile a while ago is because of what? What do you think? That's correct. It's because of our ruler. So, the ruler that we have a while ago has what we call a force. Very good. So, that force is being exerted by our hand on the ruler, and that the ruler on the coin that was moved out from the pile, isn't it? The force, exactly the term that we're going to describe now. So when we talk about the force, we have the 2 types of force, the balanced force and the unbalanced force. So when we talk about force, it is the push or the pull of an object, and that's what force is. Okay, so when we talk about the balanced forces, all forces acts on an object are equal. So if you have 2 equal objects, or equal forces acted on an object, therefore, and they will interact, therefore there is no movement at all, or what you call motion. So we have also the unbalanced forces. When we talk about unbalanced forces, from the word itself, un, meaning not, balanced forces. So these are basically forces that acts on an object, one or more forces that acts on an object that are stronger than the others. That is why they have this what we call unbalanced forces. If that happens, what will happen to the object that is acted upon by the forces? The object will now move, and it will now in motion. Alright? So that is the reason why some of the coins or the other coins are stuck and are in constant position, or they don't move because the balanced forces are with them. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if the object is at rest, therefore, the object will stay in its position, in its original position, unless it is acted by an unbalanced force. Now, do you think the object will move, or what we call the coin, or the stack of coin will move if you didn't hit by the ruler? very good. It will not move at all because there is no force or unbalanced force that acted upon the stock of coin. So Newton's described it as what we call inertia. Okay? So do you have idea what inertia is? Of course. So inertia is described as the tendency of an object to keep doing whatever it is doing. Therefore, the stock of coin is in its inertia. So another example is if you have a stone and this is it and you are going to kick the stone. But before you kick the stone, what is the position of the stone? Is it moving or not? Yes, very good. It is not moving. Therefore, the inertia of the stone is doing what it is doing, which is it's not moving at all. And when the unbalanced force, which is your foot, that acted towards the stone and you kick it and it moves from the other direction, therefore, the motion is there and there is unbalanced force that is being given. So let us now proceed to the mass. So what is the meaning of a mass? Alright, so the mass is none other than the matter that is on an object. So the greater the mass or the bigger the mass, the greater its inertia. For example, we have a truck and we know that the truck has a bigger mass. But if you would like to move the truck by simply pushing it, can you push it?
Yeah.
Well, you cannot. Why? Because it has a bigger mass than yours, right? So for you to be able to push the truck, you're going to have a bigger mass, more than the mass of the truck, isn't it? So what about the objects that are in motion? Newton stated that objects in motion will stay in motion or will continuously move unless acted by an unbalanced force. A while ago, we have already stated that an object at rest will remain at rest unless acted by unbalanced force. And this is governed by the Newton's first law of motion. So Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest will remain at rest and an object in motion will continuously move unless acted by an unbalanced force. So object does not move unless a force will act on it. So one example is that we have a car and we also have a truck. Which do you think is bigger in mass? Is it the car or is it the truck? Yes, very good. It is the truck. So the truck is in motion. So what do you think will cause the truck to stop? Okay, very good. The causes for the truck to stop is the force being given by the car that we have. Okay, so that is what we call the push force of the car. So if we have the car that is moving, what do you think will make the car stop? Very good. It is the truck that push off the truck towards the car. And that exactly what force can do to an object. Okay, so very good everyone. Let's do an amazing clap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Amazing! Now let's do a recap from the concepts that we have learned from our lessons for today. Now, what is the push or pull of an object? Very good. It is a force. Next, what are the two types of forces? Very good. That's balance and the unbalanced force. So what will happen if you exert a balanced force on an object? You got it right. It will not move. So what will happen if you exerted an unbalanced force on an object? Exactly. it will move. Okay. Now, the greater the mass of an object, the more inertia it has. Okay? And what is inertia? Well, you got it right. Inertia is the tendency of an object to resist its motion. And there is what you call the Newton's first law of motion. And it says there that an object at rest will remain at rest. An object in motion will continuously move unless acted by an unbalanced force. Very good. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you have learned something from our lesson for today. This has been your